Hi, this is Scott Garibay. Let's talk about Kamala Harris and a historical first for Joe Biden and what Joe Biden now is. All right, so Kamala Harris is the rock and roll rock star candidate for 2020. All right, everybody's excited because if Joe Biden gets elected, it's virtually a guaranteed first female black president. As a big historical first, huge, right? But what the real historical first is what Joe Biden is. Okay, so one of the things that's happening right now that I want to talk about is Joe Biden as the first Easter egg president. Okay, and what do I mean by Easter egg? I mean the plastic. So Easter eggs. When you go out and do an Easter egg hunt, the cheap plastic eggs that you get at the dollar store, they pop. You just press them in the middle and they pop open, and then you can just press them together and there's a prize inside, right? There's a prize inside. So inside is a gold coin, right? Or like jacks. That's a perfect one. Like, right. So inside there might be jacks and a rubber ball, right? That's the prize. Jacks and a rubber ball inside the Easter egg, right? So Joe Biden is the first Easter egg presidential candidate. I don't think this has ever really happened before. He is the first, and trust and believe he will not be the last. Okay, so one, if the Democrats win with this Biden Harris ticket, basically what will have happened, and don't blink because you'll miss it, right? Is you are seeing the massive gamification of the political process. So this has already started, right? So one of the things you heard about it in the presidential primary race debates, they were like, "Oh, we'll just hack the Supreme Court. We'll put like 27 judges on there. Nothing stops us from doing that, and we'll just right now we're losing. We got 12 and I'm sorry, we have 9 judges, and we're down. There's 5 conservative, 4 non-conservative, 4 liberal judges, and we'll just add, 15, 5, 7, whatever number we need to. We'll game it, right? And also, impeachment. Impeachment is being seriously gamed. So there was a lot of talk about impeaching Obama. They never moved to impeach him, which was good. But Nancy Pelosi rolled with a super weak impeachment kung fu that was weak sauce, and Donald Trump politically parried it. His Wing Chun was much stronger, and basically defeated impeachment. But I think going forward, I think every president will there'll be an impeachment there will be an impeachment attempt, right? And if you think I'm wrong, there was an impeachment attempt against Clinton. Bush did not have an impeachment attempt. Obama didn't have an impeachment attempt. Trump did, and I'm telling you, Republicans are going to be gunning for whoever comes next, right? And if Trump comes in again, actually doesn't matter. Like whatever Republican comes in next, you can bet the Democrats are going to try to impeach that sucker. So I think impeachment has been fully gamed. So here's what we're going to game next with this Biden-Harris ticket, and it's already starting, right? Biden is not a real candidate. No one is pretending anymore. Not on the right or the left. Not on the blues or the reds. Blues, Democrat, reds, Republicans. No one is pretending that that Joe Biden has any ability to finish a single term. It's not even being talked about anymore. What's really being talked about is if he could pass a cognitive test. A lot of people are wondering about that now, right? He can't get through a friendly interview, let alone an enemy lines interview, a long form interview. There's no way, right? And it's so no one's even pretending that Joe Biden has any ability to defeat carry out a single term. That's why everybody's breathing such a huge sigh of release now that we know there's a real candidate on the ticket, which is Kamala Harris. She has the ability to complete 8 years, right? And by the way, it's possible, I think, for her to do like 11 years, right? Like, so, but now it's theoretically possible. I don't think she has a chance of even getting reelected at all, right? Because I think people will be frustrated that a historical first was accomplished with a sidestep rather than through the hard work that it should have been accomplished through. That's my take. I think that's going to happen, right? If you think I'm wrong on that one, let me know. I'm wrong on some things, right? Not much, right? So, yeah. So basically, let's talk about Joe Biden as the Easter egg president. How this is going to work going forward. It's really fascinating, right? So, Joe Biden really never was a real candidate, in my opinion. We know that now. Right? There was talk that he was like a transition candidate, and by that he would serve one term. But now it's clear he's not capable of even serving a single term, right? And so, with that said, what is he then, right? Because he has such name recognition, he can win. So what this is a gamification of is you're going to have an Easter egg candidate who can win, right? Not govern, win, not govern, win. So Joe Biden cannot govern this nation. He cannot rule this nation for even a single term. I don't think he'll be able to rule. I don't think he'll be able to rule this nation for even a single month, right? But everybody knows there's no way he's going to be able to serve this nation for a single term, right? This ain't like the Franklin Delano Roosevelt. Yeah, Roosevelt. You can't keep like if somebody's struggling and can't pass a cognitive test, it's gonna be hard to hide that nowadays because there's like the press don't like play along, right? So that's gonna end quick. So, but Joe Biden, he served under Obama. Everybody knows him. He's got a fantastic smile, right? And he can win, right? He has a possibility of winning. I still think Trump's going to crush him, right? But the reality is he certainly has more ability to win than Kamala Harris. Like, he destroyed Kamala Harris. He wrecked her. Like, Kamala Harris in the primary race was thrown off like a piece of debris. Right? He destroyed her, right? He destroyed everybody. He wrecked everybody, right? Joe Biden destroyed 24 other candidates to be where he is. That's off of name recognition, a nice smile, and it's hard for me to think anything else, right? Like, yeah, but that's enough, right? And also like they like rubbed him up against Obama, and he's got that Obama glow, and it's a big deal. It's a big deal. So that's a big deal, right? He's got that Obama shine, right? And so he can win, right? But the person who can actually govern, who can't win, that's your prize. That's the jacks and the ball, right? So what does this mean? What would you do with that, right? Well, here's what you do. In 2024, you run John Krasinski on the Republican side. He's the Easter egg candidate. And then inside you have Marco Rubio, right? Marco Rubio has the ability to actually govern, right, to rule this nation. John Krasinski ain't got the ability to run America. Did he learn that on The Office? Did he learn that being Jack Ryan? No, right? So, but he can win. John Krasinski could win. Chris Pratt, Easter. Now these are, by the way, I'm talking about Easter egg candidates on the Republican side. Why aren't I talking about Easter egg candidates on the Democrat side? Democrats are finished. They are so done. I think there's like the foundation is cracked and they have no desire to fix it. So I think it's going to be easier to hack the Republicans and get them to run somebody useful than it is to wade through the mire of murk that is on muck that is on their Democrat side. That's a whole nother topic. But so Chris Pratt, right? You put Chris Pratt up, and then you have his VP be actually the first Republican female president, right? And there's a whole host of very talented, and by the way, Republicans have a deep bench. You don't know their names, but you don't have to know their names, right? That's just it. So the Easter egg candidate nests inside themselves the person that's going to govern and rule the nation. The person that's going to rule the nation, right? And it's really quite interesting. So it's splitting the two jobs. You get somebody who can win, and you make the VP ticket the person who can rule. And then as soon as and by the way, Joe Biden's going to set the template, right? Joe Biden's not going to pass away, but he will quit. He will quit. The only question is how he's going to do it. Guaranteed, right? I can't guarantee nothing, but I bet a dubbit to a donut. That's the way it's going to roll out. I'm telling you. All right. So I really think that this is fascinating. And so while Kamala Harris is going to be, has the possibility of being the first female black president, and she will be the first female black VP, if Biden and Harris win, she's already the first female black VP candidate. That's historical, right? The real important historical event is the first Easter egg president and the gamification of the presidential role in the primaries and the general. And you're going to split the job. You got somebody who's going to win the presidency, and then you got somebody who's going to execute the presidency. And I think going forward, it's going to be two different people. And the presidential role after Biden, it'll be an Easter egg. You just pop it open and you find your prize inside. You find the Jackson the ball inside, not a gold coin. That's a bad analogy. But the Jackson the rubber ball. That's the real prize, right? The person who can actually rule. And the presidential candidate is just a cheap egg that you just crack open to get the prize. And that's what Joe Biden is. He's just a cheap egg that you crack open to get somebody who could actually finish a single term as president. Really fascinating. Joe Biden, our first Easter egg president. Right now he's a basement dweller. If he wins, he's our first Easter egg president. What do you think? Let me know in the comments below. Please consider liking and subscribing. Have a wonderful millennium.